not only does it seem odd that Paul Ryan comes out with a bill that every major conservative and Republican organization pans, it also seems odd that even if you go, like, oh, well, he's not playing to the Heritage Foundation about this. No way. Even Avik Roy, who is ostensibly the most academic, serious,
wonky
opponent of the Affordable Care Act, he came out with a piece that said, this is great, except for it's going to cost millions. It's going to make health insurance completely unaffordable for millions of Americans. Yeah, here it is. House GOP Obamacare replacement will make coverage unaffordable for millions. Otherwise, it's great. So it's very odd that Paul Ryan would come out with this. And now, of course, we've got Donald Trump making it clear, this is a hot potato, and I don't like hot potatoes.
And the president and vice president have really taken leadership here. I do want to say that this is a piece of legislation also that has presidential leadership. I mean, he is really husbanding this through. Some people suggested that he be the closer. Some people suggested he be the leadoff batter. The president and the vice president are all in here. This is the American Health Care Act, and it has their imprimatur, and they are working on this more than anything day by day.
If that's the case, Sean Spicer was asked numerous times yesterday if we call it Trumpcare now. If this passes, or when it passes, as you described there, is it by any other name, Trumpcare?
Well, it's the American Health Care Act, and I think it's aptly named for this reason. It wants everybody to have access to coverage. That just did not happen under Obamacare. It does away immediately. I'll call it Trumpcare if you want to, but I didn't hear President Trump say to any of us, hey, I want my name on that. We're happy it's the American Health Care Act. This is serious stuff. This isn't about
branding. It's about giving everyone access.
She almost said coverage, and then she had to correct it to access to coverage.
You know what I love is I love the inverse, though. It's like as soon as you hear someone say this is about serious stuff, not branding, in Trump's world, it's like everything is the inverse. It's like this is about not serious stuff. In other words, it's not about branding. So I could care less. Branding is the serious stuff.
I wonder at what point do they start saying, this bill is about giving people access to coverage. Like, how many times away from actual coverage can you get? This is about paving the way to access, for access, and then egress, and then an access again to coverage. And I think we've really done it.
This really creates the possibility, contextually, of someone possibly getting something at some point. What it definitely does is get rid of the tax on tanning beds.
What's also fascinating about this in terms of the Medicaid, I mean, I assume you went over this yesterday in terms of what the different aspects of the bill are, but one of the things that the deal they struck with the John Kasichs of the world was, we're going to basically lock in Medicaid expansion for those who have it now until 2020. Now, what I don't think people fully recognize is that people move in and out of poverty. And so once you lose that Medicaid, you're not eligible for it again. So it's going to create basically a group of people who will have access to no health care whatsoever. And it will exacerbate the problem. And of course, if you're a John Kasich and you're talking about, well, I'm not going to have to deal with any of this until 2020 and whatnot, it's all just a big punt. Hey, everybody, Sam Seder here.
Donald Trump is a bad guy. Believe me. It's true.
It is true, and you can subscribe to this channel by subscribing to this channel. It's true.